That was the player, yeah. You have to get used to their voices.
They're getting set up.
I didn't hear what you're saying. So basically, we won't have to explain anything to each other. We know what our armies do.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
They can't hear us.
So we're doing scenario one.
They cannot hear us.
Okay, cool. You said we have somebody with a mobile cam that can go around doing like.
Yep, we'll get that here set up after we got everything rocking and rolling. So
Yeah, we can use yours. Testes. 1, 2, 3.
that you, Bruce? That was you, Bruce.
So with the second.
Bruce likes the testes.
I'd like to play with a clock.
Are you guys playing? Is this ITC missions or homebrew missions?
Yes,
It's
our
ICC missions.
Yeah.
Because secondary objectives.
Alright, so Bruce says he's out of either Florida or Texas, depending on what day it is. What 40K team are you on? Apparently that's redacted. He's been playing. Well, here's the thing. Bruce used to be one of the Wax Society players, and for some reason showed up at Iron Halo as Team Texas, and beat the Flying
Someone's not salty.
Best team by 5 points.
Can we move these?
Yeah, if you want to just sit them down and underneath, that's probably okay.
I don't want to mess up your equipment though.
You can
You can move this
First
stuff.
40K army was Monkai.
Command points? Oh, okay.
I'm assuming he was playing Astra Militarum, or at the time Imperial Guard. And Bruce said, what will be his MVP of this game? It's going to be Dark Reaper.
I'm actually going to start off with 8 as well. I have 9, and then I take the Vexeter mask. All right.
Are you ready for Samuel? Or Samuel?
Mask is definitely
Yeah.
a good choice,
Yeah.
especially
Okay,
against
so
an
okay, so Samuel is out of Arkansas. He is one of the desperate allies. So this is a home game for him. He's on the home field. How long has he been playing 40K? About 9 years. His first 40K army was Eldar. So apparently he's dancing with the girl he brought to the dance. And who's going to be his MVP of this game? He's saying Crimson Hunters.
Those Crimson Hunters are super.
And this is your whole army?
killy.
They are. And if you bring him in an Alatok,
you don't have spears.
negative 2 to hit is not anything to sneeze at.
For sure. Can we maybe? Is there a way to mute the players for the time being?
He's muted now.
There we go.
There we go. It's just you and I.
Kari, it always comes down to how I find how the Inari player uses his spears if he has spears in his list. Usually, if he has Crimson Hunters though, those Crimson Hunters will kill. Like I know usually when I use the Talus, they'll kill the Talus, but they'll kind of trump the Razorwing Jet Fighters. So, but the Razorwing Jet Fighters do a lot of damage against the Inari ground troops, and it forces the Inari player to really wrap their characters and things properly, so they don't get sniped out by the Razorwings.
Yes. I do think the way Eldar flyers are, they are great for character sniping. Being able to move and rotate 90. I think it sneaks up on people sometimes. What are your thoughts on talking meta with Gene Stealer Colts and psychic powers? Razorwing Jet Fighters, their leadership is pretty low. Do you think they're going to go down a little bit on tabletops with the new Gene Stealer Colt psychic power?
Other than that, looking good. They're putting the objectives down. Took them a while to put the objectives down.
Yeah.
Tee. So we shall see how this goes.
Okay, you guys. They were just discussing the terrain. They declared the hills.
Is it gonna be? What do you think is going to happen?
Go ahead, Scary.
Viking Teabagger. Yeah, we have a little bit of technical stuff going on. We're trying some new technology this weekend. Scaries, across the globe, so we're doing our best here.
My volume is low. Okay, so let me just check my.
Hey,
Thank
Scary,
you.
that's Hey, Scary,
for
that's
giving us
me.
The voice settings. What I'll do is I'll add more sensitivity. and I'll
Actually,
increase
Scary, I think
volume
Jason can
so
turn you up a
guys
little
can
bit.
Hear me okay? There we go.
I don't think he can hear me.
Maybe that'll be better, hopefully. Please let us know, a Viking, T-Badger, or Bagger. Canada for the win. Hey, man, Canada, we know exactly what's going to be happening. So other than that, I am glad you guys can hear me. That's good. We'll be continuing to talk about, right now they're picking secondaries and whatnot and getting that all set up. Minus 33 degrees in Calgary. Well, it's definitely not that cold in Ontario right now. So get warm, get a nice little cup of Tim Hortons hot chocolate. Well, any of you Americans, you don't know what good Tim Hortons is, I guess.
I have no idea what that is. Scary, can you hear me?
So if I was the Inari player and I was playing against Sam, I'd go for something like Recon. You're playing the 4 objective mission. I definitely try and get old school because he has smaller units. Although there are some magic boxes, those magic boxes will play really big in keeping the infantry alive and characters alive against the flyers like Crimson Hunters and stuff like that. It also gives Dark Reapers a great place to fire and fade into. So we'll see what style of deployment they use. But depending on the deployment, I think will really change how it works. So how it does it. That's why I'm kind of chatting away, because I can't hear any of you guys, but I can hear me. Hooray!
In the chat, let us know. Can you hear me talking and Scary? Because Scary can't hear me talking.
Having some fun out here. So predictions, guys, in the chat. Come on, chat. Put it in the comments. Who do you think is going to win?
We're
So unfair.
We're
with
down with the
Stellans
cheese.
running around.
We're down with the cheese.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Okay,
I can
so,
actually
Test.
Yeah, that's good. I can hear you guys again.
Good. Okay. Good. Okay. So Scary can hear me now.
Yes, I can. Whatever you guys did before. Yeah, I was just on a big monologue. It was great. Me in the chat,
Yeah, it was awesome. Yeah, it was awesome. I tried to engage you, and it was like negative Ghost Rider. That pattern's full.
That's right. It was just me and the peeps on the chat, man.
I was pretty proud of you.
I was
pretty proud of you for the way you carried that.
Well, thanks. Just trying to make do with not knowing. Seems like we've got Dawn of War deployment. They're measuring out those 12 inches up the line. So, which is exciting. It's I feel that deployment really helps the Inari a lot. Because it's you have like deployment graphics.
I know. Jason's all fancy.
That is fancy. Look at that. They're not exactly the right size, but that works. Gives them an idea of what they're doing, which is great.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Hello, Charles Fox 9999. So get excited.
What up, Charles?
Yeah, it's all these folks coming here to play. So, so Sam here is deploying his grotesques. It seems like he's going to be focusing mostly on one flank. Like the way he's deployed, I feel like he's going to refuse flank right up in where that building is. I would be surprised if he doesn't, and then push up onto the one. And it seems like Bruce is now using that other building. However, I feel like using an open building might not be the best idea for Bruce. It's hard to hide stuff behind open buildings. Like having a magic box.
Yeah, and I don't know if you can see Scary on the stream. I don't think it's caught, but there is a chess clock in play. So these guys are placing and punching the clock for the opponent's turn. So for those who are watching at home, these guys are actually managing the clock and on it.
Yeah, chess clocks, in my opinion, are fantastic. I love chess clocks. I think they're one of the best things for the game. Now, if I was Sam, I wouldn't deploy my grotesque until later.
Yeah, that's
I feel
weird.
like
Yeah, that's
they-
weird to me that those were one of the first ones out there. Unless it's let's just try to bait him into some sort of a trap.
Right, yeah, and he might be like, look, I'm gonna put these here because I know that you're gonna try kill him, so I'm gonna try bait your stuff out there. At the same time, Grotesque is one of those things that you can keep on the back burner and make your opponent think, oh shit, they're going to be putting this somewhere nasty. Are those Shadow Specters?
I believe his. Let me go look. I think his Dark Reapers were converted Shadow Specters.
Well, what's he putting down right now? They look like big sword guys. Are they Wraithguard?
They're converted Grotesque. So they're the Dragon Ogres from Age of Sigmar converted into Grotesque.
Oh, so they both have a beginner to Grotesques.
Yes.
Okay, so
Yes.
they're like mirror matching their Grotesques up against each other. Well, that makes sense. I'm assuming they both have the Vexator mask.
I can't remember when I look at Bruce's list. I can go back and look here in a bit.
Okay. Chess clocks are one of the best things that have happened to this game, in my opinion.
Agreed. I played it at RTT last weekend, and they were not using chess clocks. And I had two different games that didn't get past. One game was turn 3, one game was turn 4. And I was highly frustrated with the ability not to get 2 more turns.
Right. I feel that a tournament player has to essentially carry their own chess clock around.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Lesson learned.
Does Bruce's Dark Reaper squad have a Tempest launcher?
It is on the model. They're not on the board yet. But yeah, there's a Tempest launcher.
Okay. Tempest launcher, I think, if Sam doesn't use his racks appropriately, that Tempest launcher will nuke some racks. So it's important for him to keep them safe, because the racks will win the game at the end of the day. And you can see he's put some racks on the far corner in the other magic box. So he's got like racks in each magic box. And now he's not really giving much away of what he wants to do. He's kind of like mixing it up, being like, oh, and those spears? Did he put his spears down? Or are they scat bikes?
Bruce has actual spears.
So.
Yes. Taking advantage of the line of sight blocking terrain.
Do hit and run attacks. So you go in, kill something, and then soul burst away to get away from the damage as much as possible. And then soul burst away. However, depending on how the razor wings are placed, and if he doesn't put stuff behind the spears in order to stop the razor wings from charging in. So is Bruce on the top or the bottom? Bruce is on the top of the screen. Okay, so that's Bruce, and then Sam's on the bottom. Okay, cool. And from your local experience, which would you say is the most experienced player? So Bruce is at the top. Yeah. So I can see Bruce, he's definitely, I like it. It's good. Bruce, I can see how he's starting to, put into play his plan. And it's cool. Now he's putting his, chaff Razorwing jet fighters, or are they Crimson Hunters? Converted Razorwing jet fighters to Crimson Hunters? Are they? Oh, okay. Well, we try. Yes. Please let us know, because we want to interact with you guys all weekend long. And this doesn't happen unless you guys happen. Huh? It's pretty good, though. Is that a wave serpent back there? Probably filled with Dark Reapers behind that big building. I really like the terrain. That terrain on this board is good. Yeah, it's got a good mix of things. You're very welcome. And it's like mirrored, but not exactly mirrored, based on how the different buildings are. But this is almost a mirror match, and it's hilarious because mirror matches are always a toss of the coin. A lot of the times, like there'll be one or two things that completely flip the game depending on what happens. And I can see. I love it. And we can see the chest clock from this angle too, which is cool. It doesn't seem to be running though, unless it doesn't have seconds and it's only minutes. That's true. That is definitely true. Depends what against. I think in overall just general strategy and tactics, a Razor Wing's better. But when it comes to killing things that you need to kill, like tanks and stuff, the Crimson Hunter's better. Rolf to go first, and I don't know what happened. Ooh, we have
Samuel coming in hot.
Ouch. This actually could mean that depending on how aggressive he gets with those Crimson Hunters, those Shining Spears could be in a world of hurt right now.
Absolutely. They have the movement to get there to do the damage, and they're not psychically buffed up.
No. No, the worst that he could do would be to get a -1 to be hit, but the Crimson Hunters get reroll 1s to hit, and they get reroll wounds against fly.
Yep.
So
And there is no protect on them for that plus to the invuln save.
Oh, Bruce might be in a bit of a pickle with Sam being able to seize the initiative there. That's definitely, so that is awesome. It is a guardsman shooting a las gun. Get excited. Snack roll. Yeah. Do you find that when using Dark Eldar flies, behind enemy lines a bit of a trap because they're so fragile? I rarely take behind enemy lines, like ever. I much prefer taking recon if I have flies, because behind enemy lines you have to survive an entire turn, and then you score at the beginning of your turns, and I feel it's a trap. Like, you don't always want to get super aggressive and get right in someone's face. So Viking Teabagger, you just wanted me to say your name, didn't you? I feel that it's behind enemy lines is a trap almost all the time, in my opinion. It's not one that I take very often at all. Well, that yeah, then definitely that's something that I feel we're going to be seeing a lot more. Is going to be that itself. Curious, are those Dark Reapers on the top floor there? Is that what's going on? Or are they on the bottom floor? Can they shoot out of the bottom floor? What's going on? I don't understand. Anyway, but to answer your question, I feel like okay, so he's deploying them and moving them up 6, essentially. Okay, makes sense. Okay, and then he'll fire and fade down unless they get vectored, which is always a good thing. Yep. Yes, definitely. So I sort of forget that it's even slightly edgy offensive at all. LOL. Well, Mr. Viking Teabagger, I'm just saying your name definitely is memorable. But in terms of the psychic shenanigans that Genesteal Cult can pull, I feel What is he doing with his Crimson Hunters? Man, they should go right for those Shining Spears. What are you doing, Sam? What are you doing? I feel like if he doesn't go against those Shining Spears, he is losing a great opportunity to bring them down to less of a oh my goodness. I'm yeah. Yeah, but you don't he's move blocking them. If he wants to move block the Grotesque, you move right up to them and move block them. You don't it's 7 with an advance. You know what I mean? But yes, 100%. You know, I can tell what he's trying to do here, but I feel like he's being too conservative. With that seize, like you bring those Shining Spears down to 3, 2, 3 models, all of a sudden that big Shining Spear unit is no longer a big threat. You know, you might. Yeah, 100%. I feel like he's wasted an opportunity there. We'll see how that pans out, but not killing those Shining Spears in the first turn means those Shining Spears will be able to pick off the unit of racks that's on the right hand corner down on that objective. They should be able to go pick them off and then fly back and stay out of line of sight again for another turn, or kill one of the. So, psychic shenanigans. I feel like the leadership debuffs are really good, and the Patriarch will be really good at killing one plane a turn. You know, that's if the psychic powers go off. You know what I mean? Like it's an if, and if it does, especially if you're clocked, I'm making you roll for every single one of those wounds. Right? So you can spend as much time as you want taking 10 wounds off my flyer. And that's fine by me. Yeah, it's the proper way to deal with like knights and stuff. Like I feel like it gives Genius Occult a great tool against one-up nasty models, like straight up nasty models as well. Now, another thing that Sam is doing here, which I feel is going to cost him, is I hope he puts a screen around Yvraine. Because Yvraine is on the backfield, and those Razor Wings are going to come up and just shoot her in the face. And if Yvraine goes down, that's Soul Burst that disappears. That's probably Warlord that's gone as well. And that could be bad news bears. But if he... I can hear you fine. Oh, okay. Yeah, just Teabagger again. You know, just saying. And then Jayburger. Well, yes, we have other casters chat. They're going to figure out some stuff with the audio. In the meantime, you can hear my wonderful voice. I'm glad that Sam did screen out Yvraine, though, with those racks, it seems, which means that she's not just going to die to Razor Wings, which is great. And he's trying to hold 2 objectives. However, that 1 unit of racks is... Hey, Tom Adriani, what's going on? So I can hear you fine. Let's see what the chat says. And the verdict is... No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, Tom knows my actual name, which is Rizven. So we'll see. We'll see. He definitely knows who I am. Which is funny, because I'm just... only Scary still. My goodness. Who's going to be commenting on Done later? Diffster? Done. I don't know what done is. Oh, down under. Right. I don't know. I don't know who will be commenting, but you're getting ahead of yourself, Tom. This is the Scary and the Iron Halo TV show. You need coffee? Me? Maybe I need coffee. Okay, so it seems like he's moving up. We've got... can we get the other shot? We can see the camera for the chess clock. I'm